evening. Good to have you with us in this edition of the Urban Debate. Viewers, the Sushant death mystery and the mystery is only intensifying. It has now multiple versions, various investigations, politicians, police, enforcement directorate, families, actors, directors, all of them involved. Let me just tell you about the 6 key directions and key versions that now are in prominence and in the spotlight. First up, of course, is Rhea Chakrabarty's version, who's gone to the Supreme Court saying that the FIR against her is malicious. She's also released a video saying truth will triumph and everything, all the allegations against her are false. Then there is the family's version, and the family continues to stay firm on its ground that there have been some financial dealings that have to be investigated, and then whatever happened to their son, Rhea Chakrabarty, is to be blamed for it. The Bihar police has had a very busy day here in Mumbai. They were spotted in various kinds of modes of transport. As they moved from one location to the other, they split into teams to speak to different people, those who knew Sushant. One team was also at Sushant's residence, spoke to the house help over there, and we'll get you all of those details. Meanwhile, Ankita Lokhande, who was actually Sushant's girlfriend a really long time ago, has also broken her silence. Now, Ankita says from the time she was with him and of what she remembers of him, he's never been a depressed man. Granted, things can change in the 4 years that she moved on, but she is standing by Sushant's family today and seeking the truth about what happened. These are the various versions that have emerged, lots more. A friend of Sushant, Sandeep Singh, extremely close to him, reportedly says, I don't believe Sushant could have committed suicide. My statement hasn't even been recorded by the Mumbai police. That's exactly what Ankita Lokhande also said. She said she did speak to the police. They sought a few details. She gave those details, but they never took down an official statement that required her signature, and she doesn't know why. Siddharth Pitani is the new name that has now come up, who was there that night, a friend of Sushant Singh, and he says that I got multiple calls from the Bihar police and Sushant's family after his death. And I was being pressurized to name Rhea Chakrabarty. He even says that he's sent an email about this to the Mumbai police. So as you see, all of this is developing, but one thing that doesn't seem to be moving too much is the investigation by the Mumbai police. Questions after questions are being raised about what Mumbai police did in the last 40 days and why they are now silent. Today is day 3 of silence by the Mumbai police. Day 3 since the time an FIR was filed in Patna. And not even a single word officially on camera about how is it that their investigation was so different from what the family alleges and now Bihar police is looking at. In fact, for that, let me first up go across to Sandhya Gora, who's joining us right now. Sandhya, the police commissioner did respond to you, but for some reason, Mumbai police refuses to give even one official on-camera comment on their investigation, and we have so many questions for the Mumbai police.
Yes, absolutely, Tanvi. That is something which is yet to come from Mumbai police, and this is also important because this is a situation which is definitely not pleasant for Mumbai police. Here is another state's police in the city, in Mumbai, investigating a case which is already being investigated by Mumbai police, but the angle of Bihar police is absolutely different and opposite of what Mumbai police is investigating. And Mumbai police is also receiving backlash on the angle, on the line of investigation which was adopted by Mumbai police, adopted by Mumbai police. And talking about the reaction which has come from the city police chief himself, he has said that The investigation of Mumbai police continues. Nothing has changed on that front. The way Mumbai police team was investigating the case, it will continue doing so. He has also mentioned that how Riya Chakravarti's petition is there in Supreme Court, which is yet to be heard, and once Supreme Court will hear the matter, because remember Tanvi, this petition is to transfer, it's a request to transfer Bihar police's case to Mumbai as the investigation in Mumbai is pending. So the CP said that once Supreme Court will hear that petition, things will become more clear. But till then, Mumbai police will continue investigating on the same lines on which they were doing till now. Tanvi.
All right, Santi are tracking that story for us, and Mumbai Police Commissioner saying we will continue with our investigation, but we have many questions for the Mumbai Police, and I'm going to raise them in just a bit. But let me bring you the other side. What is it that the Bihar Police has been up to? Apart from, of course, the fact that they have moved across the city of Mumbai, the FIR was filed in Patna. They traveled here with a big team. They split up into multiple teams so that they could cover more ground faster. And for some reason, Bihar police seems to be finding all kinds of modes of transport. Sometimes they're seen in luxury vehicles. Clearly somebody here helping them out with fancy cars like a BMW or a Jaguar. Sometimes they're traveling in auto rickshaw. Today, for most of it, for example, they traveled across the streets of Mumbai in an auto rickshaw. Now, Neha was there when they were investigating and speaking to the people at Sushant's residence. Neha, in fact, also spoke with the house help who was interviewed by the Bihar police. Listen in to that conversation. This is a man who worked in Sushant's house, a man who was present there when Sushant killed himself.
काम करता था उनके पास पहले।
आपका नाम क्या है?
नीरज है मेरा नाम। देखो लेटर लेके मैं ये लेटर लेने गया था, मेरा उस एड्रेस से लेटर आया था बैंक का, तो लेने गया था मैं।
बट पूछताछ की बिहार पुलिस ने कुछ
कुछ नाम पूछा मेरे को बस, और कुछ पूछताछ नहीं पता, फ्लैट नंबर पूछा बस, और कुछ नहीं पूछा।
पर और कुछ डिटेल्स केस से रिलेटेड
नहीं, उतना देखो हमें इतना पता नहीं है, क्योंकि हमें उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है। हमारा सर जो काम था हो गया, बस हम आ गए, बस इतने, और कुछ नहीं।
अब काफी कुछ बोला जा रहा है अभी रिया चक्रवर्ती के बारे में, जब वो रहती थी घर में।
हाँ, तो हमें इतना कुछ नहीं पता क्यों रहते होंगे, पर हमें इतना मानते हो ना, अब हमने इतना कुछ नहीं देखा। जो था हमने पुलिस को पहले हमने इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दिया था, जो भी स्टेटमेंट हमारे ले लिया था। बाकी हमें देखो, हम तो हाउसकीपिंग वाले, हम तो काम अपना सफाई वफाई का काम करते और कुछ नहीं।
और आपके साथ कौन था क्वेश्चनिंग में वहाँ पे?
मैं नहीं जानता उनको, हमारे साथ तो और जो काम करने वाले स्टाफ थे वही थे, बाकी और कोई नहीं था।
कोई आप वहाँ पे थे जब सुशांत सिंह राजपूत ने सुसाइड किया था?
मैं घर पे ही था।
तो अभी कुछ और जो उभर के आ रहा है कि कैसे शायद सुसाइड के लिए उन्हें उत्साह?
कुछ नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि अब हमने वहाँ से घर ही छोड़ दिया। मतलब अब सब चले गए, बॉस भी नहीं है, अब काम भी नहीं है, तो मैं भी वहाँ से छोड़ के चले गए। तो अब हमारा कुछ ही नहीं है, मतलब कुछ रिलेशन वो जो था हमने स्टेटमेंट पुलिस में दे दिया। सिर्फ मैं अपना लेटर लेने आया था, तो उन्होंने मेरे को देखा, तो नाम पता पूछा और फ्लैट नंबर पूछा, वो बता दिया और मैं आ गया। बस आधे घंटे से बात करें तो नहीं, आधे घंटे से नहीं कर रहा था मैं, उन लोगों से मिलने आया था जो हमारे वॉचमैन है, उन लोगों से मेरा लेटर आया था।
क्लियरली देखा है आप उनसे बात कर रहे थे?
आया था, बैठा था, उन लोगों ने पूछा मेरे से, नाम वाम पूछा, कहाँ रहते हो क्या, बस उन लोगों ने इतना पूछा और कुछ नहीं पूछा मेरे से। आपसे झूठ बोल के क्या मिलेगा?
अभी जो एंगल आ रहा है कि कैसे पैसों के लिए या फिर जो बाकी कोई रीजन,
इसका तो मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकता। इतना हमें देखो, इतना हमें इतनी जानकारी नहीं है किसी चीज़ की।
ऐसे बताया जा रहा है काफी बड़ा झगड़ा हुआ था कुछ दिन पहले जब सुशांत सिंह राजपूत।
नहीं मैम, हमारे सामने कोई झगड़ा नहीं हुआ पुलिस।
आपका क्या कहना है इस पूरे केस के?
कुछ नहीं कहना, देखो मेरा तो कुछ नहीं कहना। अभी जो भी है, देखो सर के मन में क्या था, उनके मन में क्या था, भगवान जाने, उसका तो हमें कुछ पता नहीं।
मतलब पिछले 10-15 दिन से कैसे चल रहे थे?
नहीं सर, उसका मैं कुछ सॉरी, अब मेरे को प्लीज मेरे को जॉब के लिए लेट हो रहा है।
क्या राजपूत डिप्रेशन में थे? जो बताया जा रहा है वो डिप्रेशन में थे?
डिप्रेशन में नहीं थे, ठीक थे सर का माइंड बिल्कुल हैप्पी था, फ्रेश थे सर, मतलब इतना डिप्रेशन में नहीं थे। पर हाँ, वो तबीयत ख़राब थी तो दवाई ववाई लेते थे, कभी कभार लेते थे, हैप्पी भी थे। फिर वो मतलब यहाँ जब से घर पे आए थोड़ा बहुत तबीयत ख़राब रहती थी, डाउन रहती थी, वर्कआउट भी करते थे, सब कुछ करते थे, कभी बिल्कुल डाउन आती तो रेस्ट कर लेते थे, ऐसा था।
कोई मिलने आया था?
नहीं, कोई मिलने नहीं आया। 1 महीने में लॉकडाउन में कोई मिलने नहीं आया।
Meanwhile, Riya Chakrabarti finally also broke her silence 3 days since the FIR was filed against her. It's a very short comment that she has made. She's obviously hoping for some relief from Supreme Court before she says anything else. Listen in to Riya Chakrabarti.
I have immense faith in God and the judiciary. I believe that I will get justice. Even though a lot of horrible things are being said about me in the electronic media, I refrain from commenting on the advice of my lawyers as the matter is sub judice. Satyam Jayate. truth shall prevail.
We also now know that the battle will play out in the Supreme Court perhaps sometime next week, where Riya Chakrabarti first filed a plea seeking the transfer of the case from Bihar to Mumbai. Then the Bihar government filed a caveat saying, well, we want to be part of this because we want to be the one who investigate this case. And now we are given to understand, and this is the latest news that is coming in, that Maharashtra government has also filed a caveat in Supreme Court and they want the investigation to be carried out in Mumbai. So two governments are now locking their horns in the top court over who will investigate Sushant Singh's death case. Here are the questions, irrespective of what decision is taken by the Supreme Court, that the Mumbai police must tell us and must answer. Why are they still silent? 3 days since this sensational twist in the case, a police that for 40 straight days was investigating this case has nothing to say now. Every day we had updates coming in from the Mumbai police. Today we are going to call so-and-so, tomorrow we are going to question so-and-so. We are thinking of issuing summons to this celebrity and that celebrity, and now it's complete silence. Why is that? Is the Mumbai police hiding something? Is that why they are silent? They're trying to figure what explanation to give. Why are they so quiet? I want to know, has the Mumbai police's handling of the case damaged the case? For 40 days, what were they doing? Have they harmed the real truth, the case itself? I want to know, did they not vigorously and sincerely scrutinize the financial records, financial transactions linked to Sushant Singh Rajput? Today you have a situation where the family is asking questions. The family is alleging 15 crore have gone missing from the account. The family alleges that Riya Chakrabarti had control of the credit cards and bank accounts. The Enforcement Directorate has gotten interested to the point that they've registered a PMLA case. And the Mumbai police didn't look at all of this. I want to know, was this whole calling the A-listers and filmmakers and celebrities and stars of Bollywood just a charade? What is it that the Mumbai police was really trying to achieve by going in that direction? Did they fail to take family's concerns seriously? Because this is not what the family is alleging. The family is very clearly naming one person and those who are with her. Why wasn't that track looked at earlier? Some of the questions that the Mumbai police hopefully at some point will answer. Let's say good evening to the panelists who are joining us, and through this show we will get you more reactions, more angles and inputs on the Sushant Singh death mystery, and none of it is going to be any speculation. No conspiracy theories, no speculation, only facts as we know so far. Let's say good evening to Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson for the BJP, Prem Kishan Jain, former Additional General of the Police in Maharashtra, Aftab Ahmed Khan, also a retired IPS officer. But first up, I want to go across to Vinay Tiwari, managing editor of Mirror Now, also with us this evening. Vinay, I find this very odd that, for the first 40 days, there was such constant flow of information about this case in Mumbai. Who were they going to call next? Who were they contemplating? Who did they talk to? For how long did they talk to? Suddenly, there is not a single word from the Mumbai police. Isn't that odd?
Very, very odd. And in fact, there are a lot of things that are very odd in this case. Principally, very rare and very unusual situation of two states now, and led by respective governments, locking horns over the death of an actor. Any death is very tragic, especially that of an actor who was seemingly doing fairly well in his professional career and really had no apparent reasons to commit suicide. For that kind of a case, 45 days after it first happened, to become a battle between two states in itself very odd and very unusual. What is very clear, Tanvi, and I am saying this with all authority on my command, that there are two police forces now with completely diametrically opposite versions of what could have happened, or what is possibly the suspicion which should become the ground for investigation. And one of these police forces is carrying out a charade. Both cannot be right. It is impossible that both are right. Even the Mumbai police officers, who are still not speaking officially, as you mentioned, privately, are still maintaining that they found nothing which suggests what the Bihar police is recommending. But clearly, there is something that they have which is being hidden. One of the things that befuddles me in the Mumbai Police's investigation is this. We have two very esteemed police officers on this panel, and I think they'll bear me out on this, that, in a case of suicide or an apparent suicide, which is what the Mumbai Police began the probe with, that's why they have an ADR registered, any suicide has principally 6 to 7 reasons for it. You either have a very deep financial distress, you have a failed love affair or a problem with marriage, you also have either an illness or a distress related to an illness, you have worry about losing social reputation, or you have some kind of a duress or threat or pressure from some sort which you find unable to handle. Failure is another reason which is possibly there because of suicide, and this is not something that I'm conjuring, this is part of our NCRB statistics across India. These are principally the 6 and 7 reasons. Any investigation in a suicide must first look at these 6 reasons, and for that, the police has to carry out a particular kind of investigation. In this case, if you see the kind of people that the police has spoken to, they seem to have spent more time, and I'm talking of the Mumbai police right now, they seem to have spent more time speaking to secondary contacts of Sushant Singh Rajput and not the primary contacts. An alleged suicide or a suspected suicide is a very personal event. It is something that can be established only if you speak to people who know the person the most closely. And if you see in the last 3-4 days now, it so appears and emerges that the police have spent the least amount of time speaking to the people who are the closest to the actor and have spoken to a lot to all kinds of other people, including directors, people who may have cast him in a movie or were about to cast him in a movie, film critics, journalists. They've seemed to have spoken to all of them multiple times, but not so many times the primary contacts. And that's what is a little surprising. You mentioned the fact about the Mumbai police being silent. I am very surprised that a police force which has been deeply embarrassed by the registration of an FIR by other states, that state police force is running amok in this city, sometimes in an auto rickshaw, sometimes in a Jaguar car, but they're going around recording statements. They have collected bank statements, they have spoken to the CA, they've taken statements of more than 3 to 4 people in less than 3 days and have shown great speed in the way they're probing. And yet, the original case, which is with the Mumbai police, they continue to maintain silence. There is not a word of explanation on why and where they stand on this whole investigation. So deeply suspicious, and I'm convinced that one of the police forces is certainly maintaining a charade in this case, which is very unfortunate because here is a case of a death of a person who clearly needs to be explained and people owe to know what really happened in this particular case. Tanvi.
Yes, absolutely. And some of these points, we will address deeper as we go along. In fact, for what you raised about the Bihar police, I actually want to ask our experts, and Mr. Prem Kishan Jain, maybe let's start with that part. The Bihar police teams which are here, for I think one of the first times we now finally spotted them in a police van. Otherwise, they've been in an auto, in a BMW, in a Jaguar. People are now trying to find out who these cars belong to. Clearly somebody with a Bihar connection. But what's the procedure if a police team comes from another state into your city? How do the two police departments work? Aren't we at least supposed to provide them some basic transport?
See, Tanvi, whenever a police from one state goes to another state, it is all purely on there's no protocol for providing transport or any other help other than the manpower. Because if they have to take somebody into custody, they have to go and record certain statements. A man is given to them to assist them for the local lives of a part of it. The vehicles are always arranged by the police, which is coming from the other states, from outside. So they are supposed to hire a taxi. They are reimbursed everything in their own home state. They don't have to depend on the host state for all these, for all this paraphernalia. So that is very clear. If they travel by auto, it is their choice. They could have hired a taxi for the whole day, and the taxi fare would have been reimbursed by their own government. So that is one part. I mean, I don't think Mumbai police has goofed up on that. Second part is whether the documents have been furnished to the Bihar police or not. I would like to state two, three things here. One is that the basic ADR has been registered in Mumbai. Sushant Singh's father or any of the relations have not given any statement to police, Mumbai police till date, expressing any doubts. After 43 days, they lodged a complaint with Bihar police. The legal course of action for Bihar police would have been to register an offence under zero FIR, zero number, and transfer it to Mumbai. And the investigation would have been continued on those lines, whatever allegations have been made by the father and relations of Mr. Sushant Singh. Now, in this case, what has happened is that he went to Bihar, which has no locus standi as far as the scene of crime or the crime spot is concerned, and have registered an offence there. Now the matter is already in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will decide whether the case should be staying with Bihar Police or whether it should be transferred to Mumbai Police or should be handed over to CBI. Supreme Court has already rejected one application for transferring this case to CBI. So that is to be seen, and that is what I think is one of the main reasons why Mumbai Police is keeping quiet about the outcome of this case as to what is to be done with this offence, this ADR and the offence, whether they will stay with Bihar Police or they will come to Mumbai Police. But one thing I'm sure about is that in case two investigating agencies look into the same facts, circumstances, etc., there are bound to be differences in investigation, which is going to, make a mess of this case. Mr. Khan, who's my senior colleague, is here on this debate. He will probably bear me out on this fact. Now, the theory would have been either it is a murder or abetment to suicide or suicide. It cannot be anything else. Now, in case of a murder, there would have been, he was a very physically fit man, very mentally agile person. He would have certainly resisted. So there would have been some injury marks, some scuffle, something that would have indicated that he gave a tough fight before he was killed. So murder, I think, is ruled out. Sushant Singh's father himself has lost the case of abetment to suicide. On abetment to suicide, the Supreme Court has got very settled law as to what is called abetment to suicide. Whether he was financially duped, he was blackmailed, he was demoralized, he was kept out of certain movies, he was blackmailed because of some contract, etc., are the things which are supposed to be looked into, but they cannot form the basis of abetment to suicide. So that section of 306 does not stand in any case. So ADR is the investigation. Now, since certain new angles have been brought in, let Bihar Police or Mumbai Police, now since the matter is before the Honorable Supreme Court, the order will come, but whichever way the order comes, these angles will be inquired into, but they have no bearing on the abetment to suicide or suicide angle. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you're right there. Although I can imagine why Bihar Police wouldn't want to just file a zero FIR and hand over the things to Mumbai if the parents feel so strongly about the failures of the Mumbai Police team in following what they thought was more important. If the parents believe that they have managed to find...
They never came to Mumbai Police.
They have given statements and the lawyer for... They have given statements and the lawyer of Sushant's father says that even in that statement, they did mention that those who are close to Sushant must be investigated. That is the clear indication they gave to the police as per the lawyer of Sushant's father.
That Mumbai Police has investigated. Mr. Vikas Singh, who is the advocate for Sushant's father, has said that given an application in February 2020 that there are some thieves in bad company. Now, if an adult person wants to be in a particular company, does not want to talk to his father, gives away the money to his girlfriend or a live-in relationship, and squanders his money, what can the police do about it? It's a decision to be taken by Sushant Singh, what he does with his money, what does he does with his life. If Riya had walked away with his computer, his laptop, his money, his credit card, or she was blackmailing him, I think it was for Sushant to lodge a complaint against her before the police. Rather than now the circumstantial evidence being collected and saying that, okay, Riya Chakravarti is responsible. I am not holding a brief for Riya Chakravarti. Facts may come out the way they may come out. But these are all logical questions that everybody will be asking, that why Sushant did not lodge a complaint against her when he was alive, if he was being blackmailed, if he was being kept away from his parents, if his money was being taken away. I mean, all these things are, I understand, my personal understanding is that these are all very vague questions now. All circumstantial evidence, people are giving statements by, by getting influenced by emotions and all that. I don't see any logic in that.
Okay. I agree with you on one thing, Mr. Jain. Emotions have to be kept aside and theories have to be kept aside, but there are facts that have to be looked into. And the fact is, if the money, that large amount, has indeed been transferred out, then there must be an explanation to what happened to that money, for example. Vinay, you wanted to make a point before I go to another panelist?
No, I just wanted to quickly say that with due respect to Mr. Jain, he's right. If in February somebody has complained about money being siphoned off, maybe it is not the police's problem and they couldn't have done anything about it because that's a fight between two individuals who allegedly are in a relationship. But the situation changes when somebody has died. If after that the family or the lawyer of the family has subsequently informed the police, it becomes a legitimate matter of investigation for the police. In fact, the February communication should have also become part of the probe that the Mumbai police has done, because now you will connect the prior information that was given to you in February with a very event which is now a probe. There is a person who has died. My concern is that the Mumbai police seize any financial records or check any financial records. Did they speak to the chartered accountant? Did they try and take out specifics of where that money went? The answer is no. They didn't. In fact, in the first 3 days, when you see the Bihar police doing all of this, you discover that these are not the things that Mumbai police chased. They were chasing Mahesh Bhatt and Sanjay Leela Bhansali and Shekhar Kapoor, which were, as I said, secondary contacts of the actor. They were not the primary contacts. In a suicide case or a case which is suspected to be a suicide, you need to chase the primary contacts. And that's where my biggest concern about the Mumbai police investigation is then.
Right. Right, and irrespective of whether family at that time did raise the financial aspect or not, because they say perhaps they didn't. Like you said, when as part of a suicide case and when an ADR has been filed, this is an angle that must be persisted. Mr. Aftab Ahmed Khan, good evening to you, and thank you for patiently waiting. Should the Mumbai police not answer some of these questions? For 40 straight days, they painted a picture for us, and that's turned on its head. The silence is deafening.
Frankly, Tanvi, let me tell you one thing. The police don't need to answer to anyone. They don't have to answer to the media or the lawyers. The police has to answer only to the court. The fact is that the police is not talking anything much. The Mumbai police is, for the very simple fact that the matter is before the Supreme Court, and when a case is sub judice before the highest court in the land, no one goes around making statements which can bite them in the backside later. So, very frankly, you can't blame the police. You're calling it a charade. Very frankly, the gentleman, whoever filed the case in Bihar and Patna, and it was very wrong of the Bihar police to register a case and come and investigate. They should have registered a zero FIR and transferred the matter to Mumbai, and perhaps shown a little more interest, send someone to assist the Mumbai police if the Mumbai police asked for. But to go around investigating a matter which is already under inquiry in Mumbai is totally wrong. I don't know to comment on that particular matter because that matter is sub judice. My colleague Mr. Jain has very succinctly explained the whole matter. And as far as I'm concerned, the initial inquiry was whether it was a suicide or abetment to suicide, based merely on what was said about the role of Bhatt and Johar and others. Now, subsequently, the parent goes and lodges a complaint about money missing and Riya Chakravarti being involved in the whole thing. That was not done. He should have come the very first day and lodged that complaint in Mumbai. That was not done. Now, very frankly, until the court decides what is to be done, it is only conjecture. And I'm sure the Mumbai police would not like to make any rash statements which would go against them if the matter does come up in the Supreme Court.
Right.
The Bihar police, as I said, is totally wrong.
Okay, but Mr. Khan, if I may...
Investigating the same case. Yes, please. The matter is purely political.
Mr. Khan, if I may just say this, everybody in Bihar seems to be giving comments on camera without really caring about the same problem, about the matter being sub judice. From police officials to commissioners to the ADG, I mean, it's a constant flow of comments which are coming from the Bihar side. So, wouldn't they be as much concerned about the case in Supreme Court? How does that argument really hold true?
Apparently, they are not. Apparently, they are not. Because they are being pressurized by some government, by the chief minister or some minister or the other. And the matter has become absolutely political. The Mumbai police is careful about making a statement. Initially, the Home Minister made a statement, and he was lambasted. And I appeared in a debate of Republic or one of these, and they kept abusing the poor man for saying that we are investigating a suicide. Now, that's one of the things that Mumbai police was investigating, a case of suicide. Or they called Mahesh Bhatt and someone else because that was abetment to suicide. But the fact remains that 4 doctors, Mumbai police had checked up, 4 doctors have given evidence that the deceased was under treatment for mental imbalance. His viscera was again examined by 4 very eminent doctors who went through the whole thing, and the matter is with the chemical analyzer. I don't know why it's been called a charade. Mumbai police has no interest in trying to protect either Bhatt or Chakravarti or blaming Sushant Singh. Mumbai police has been absolutely partial so far, and they're taking the blame. So perhaps if I was in Mumbai police while still in service, I would refuse to talk to the press, because every statement that you make has been twisted and turned against you. I'd rather not talk, because it's ridiculous the way you're calling it a charade. I don't know why is it being called a charade. Just because Bihar police in a ham-handed fashion has come down here and they're interfering in an investigation which is ongoing without any, very frankly, that's a matter to be again decided by the Supreme Court. But according to me, they have no authority at all to go around investigating and recording cases. The matter is already under inquiry under Section 174 CRPC, and is the primary responsibility of the Mumbai police to investigate the matter. If the highest court in the land decides...
let me take that point across to Tuhin Sinha. Mr. Khan, if I may just take that point across to Tuhin Sinha as well and get comments from him, because his party definitely believes that something is amiss. Tuhin, why do you think Mumbai police is silent today?
Tanvi, at the outset, let me point out two very eerie or rather glaring coincidences which would probably explain the clumsy investigation as well as the Maharashtra government's reluctance to initiate ask for a CBI inquiry. Number one, if you recall, immediately or one day after the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, there is this owner of a leading PR agency, Bollywood PR agency, who comes out to posthumously proclaim herself as the best friend of Sushant Singh Rajput, and her only motive seemed to be to give a clean chit to Bollywood. Now, to the best of my knowledge, the same PR agency has been handling the best CM campaign for the worst CM of the world. You can check it out yourself. Number two, I'll point out another glaring coincidence over here. Who is the lawyer for Chakravarti? A gentleman called Satish Manishinde, who has also recently been appointed the special public prosecutor in the Palghar case defending the state government. So with these glaring coincidences, there is a reason why the state government has been so clumsy and so, has been reluctant to go ahead with a CBI inquiry. Now, Vinay has made some very valid points. If you look at the entire case, there are clearly two components to it. Number one, would span between 2017 end to maybe the, 2019 mid. The period where Sushant Singh is presumed to have gone into depression or, may have certain factors which may have led him to go into a rather morose or depressing state of mind. But mid-2019, he had virtually become a recluse. Why? Because certain people had entered his life and those people seem to have taken advantage of that situation. And, if you can you can check the records yourself. I don't think he has shot a single day after January 2019. So I think the larger part was the second part. What happened in the last 1 year? And I think throughout the investigation in the last 47 days, the whole intention of the Mumbai police was to clearly, not get into the last part. Now, I'm asking you a simple question. Till date, do we have absolute clarity on who all were present in his house the previous night? And that is precisely the reason why there is so much speculation about a party that night or 2 days ago. Do we have an hour-by-hour account of what happened in the 7 days preceding his suicide? What was the reason for that supposed big fight on 8th June? And what happened between 8th and 12th June when his sister was there? So all of these have been very clear, carefully set aside. And the investigation has been a meandering investigation where policemen seem to be, rather hobnobbing with this. I mean, you've investigated Sanjay Leela Bhansali, who says he's met him once in life, and that was 5 years ago. Do you really, by that logic, you should be, investigating his school teachers? I think the investigation was clearly headed in a wrong direction, and that is why without getting into the legality of the FIR filed in Patna, I do feel that was much required. At this point, there is very little option but to transfer the case to the CBI.
Tanvi, I would like to come in here. See, Mr. Tuhin
You said
Sinha
the case should be transferred to CBI. Yes, go ahead, sir.
See, what I'm saying is Mr. Tuhin Sinha has been talking as if he is completely aware of what investigation has been made. I am an ex-police officer. I tried a few years ago, but even I do not know what the line of investigation or what the contents of investigation are. This is a prerogative of the investigating officer or the court. The court can call for the case diary and peruse as to what exactly has happened. Now, everybody is talking about this case as if Mumbai police has not done this, they've not done that. We are not even aware as to what they have done. See, let the entire fact come out. Let them come out with a final report. Only then we'll be able to know as to what exactly Mumbai police has done. All these things which are being said are only presumptions and surmises. There's no fact in that as to what exactly is lying with the police. What kind of postmortem notes are there? What kind of final death certificate is there? What kind of inquest panchanama is there? What statements have been recorded? These are all, bits and pieces which have flown out either from some police officer or maybe informally told to somebody. But exact contents of the investigation, nobody is aware of. And that's why all this speculation. So my only thing is that, if the police commissioner thinks it fit, he can always come out with a kind of a press conference and answer all these questions. But now, since the matter is before the Honorable Supreme Court, whether Bihar case should come to Mumbai police or not, and what their stand is, after the order of the Supreme Court, I'm sure the Mumbai police will come out with some kind of a brief on this.
No, I understand what you're saying, but the fact of the matter that Tuhin is saying here that we don't know what were the sequence of events and who all were present. Tuhin, do you mean that we don't know, as in you and I don't know, or the Mumbai police doesn't know?
Can I come
But why would they tell you?
Yes.
Very frankly, the Mumbai police is not obliged to tell you or anyone else what they have discovered so far.
Let me for
My
a moment.
colleague has very correctly said that it is
Investigation.
Yes.
yes. between the police and the court.
Let Tuhin explain, please. Yes, Tuhin Sinha, please.
I heard out Mr.
Yes.
Jain. For a moment, let me not even get into the details of the investigation. Can I put forth a simple question to him? Why was an FIR not filed? Simply for a mysterious death. On what basis were so many celebrities being questioned? We know for a fact that nepotism is not a cognizant. So
Mr.
on what?
Sinha, are you aware of Section 154 CRPC? What does Section 154 say? A complaint has to be lodged before a station house officer of a police station. Did Sushant's father or anybody else lodge a complaint with police? It was only an accidental death report which has been filed by police, and the investigation or inquiry into that thing is on. Who has filed a complaint before the Mumbai police? The complaint was the first time filed after 43 days in Bihar. Till today, Mumbai police has no complaint from Sushant's father. So on what basis is the FIR registered? Basic law, basic provisions of law, everybody should know before making allegations. We are all saying Mumbai police has not registered a case. How does the Mumbai police register a case? There has to be a complaint filed by somebody.
You're defending the indefensible. I have enormous respect for Mumbai police, but
I'm surprised about. I'm only telling you the legal provision. I'm telling you the legal provision that an FIR has to be filed by somebody about a cognizable case. After 43 days, Sushant's father goes to Bihar police and files a complaint. There's a proper complaint. I wish the same complaint would have been filed before the Mumbai police. And let me tell you,
Mr. Jain, if I may just come in here, Mr. Jain, if I may just come in here, the fact I'm just putting out a tech problem. If two people are talking, the voice of the other person will get cut off. So every time you talk, because Tuhin is on a Skype connection, we won't be able to hear him at all. So let him just finish his point, and if you have a counter, I will come to you. Yes, Tuhin.
If Mumbai police had investigated the right people in his closer circle, people who were closest to him in the last few days, I'm sure an FIR would have emerged immediately after it. The very fact which even Vinay stated right at the start, the focus of the Mumbai police was on people who he met many years ago, and who were secondary contacts, who were not directly, crucial or critical to the entire episode. So I am very surprised that, we can still defend not having an FIR when the entire case has been mysterious.
Okay. Mr. Aftab Ahmed Khan wants to respond. He disagrees with you, Tuhin. Yes, Mr. Khan.
It is something, very frankly, no insult to the gentleman, but it's something so ridiculous to say that It's so ridiculous to say that an FIR should have been lodged. My colleague has explained that an FIR cannot be lodged unless a cognizable offence has been made out, unless there's a complaint lodged before the police. No complaint was lodged before the police. The complaint was lodged after 43 days, as he says, before the Bihar police. How would the Mumbai police, without collecting any evidence, go ahead and lodge a criminal complaint, an FIR? They were investigating, and if you say that they were talking to people who were not immediately concerned with them, that just goes to show how wide and broad-based the inquiry was. That they're not sparing anyone. Everyone who was concerned with them, right from earlier days to today, has been questioned, their statements recorded, and some kind of conclusion will be arrived at when the final report is submitted to the court. But to keep harping on an FIR to be lodged, I think it just shows, very frankly, and as I said, no insult intended, just goes to show total ignorance of law.
You know, Tanvi, when you can defend an FIR.
Okay, if I can just... Fine. So one aspect, of course, is that the Mumbai police filed an ADR and they were continuing with their investigation. Perhaps they didn't find anything that suggested. And in fact, I want to reiterate this. Till a day before the FIR was filed in Patna, a day before that, we were being, told by the Mumbai police that so far they have not found anything suspicious. They haven't found anything that indicates foul play yet. Of course, their investigation wasn't over. They were continuing with their investigation, but perhaps they did lose track. They did lose their way. Vinay, would you want to come in on this aspect as well? Because look at the speed and alacrity with which the Bihar police seems to be reacting to this, going to specific people, going to specific locations, looking into specific bank accounts. Whereas all that we saw in the 40 days of Mumbai police was more about which star or celebrity will be questioned today.
Yes, I mean, look, there are parallel tracks in this case, and I think by trying to merge the parallel tracks, this issue will get confused, and then we will cite probably the wrong precedences to question the other person's theory. Look, there are very clearly two different theories, and I'll tell you why I'm saying that there are parallel tracks which need to be seen differently. Mr. Jain is absolutely right. The police, once it has an ADR, they don't have to necessarily file an FIR till they get the information or somebody complains about the likelihood of a cognizable offence. Now, we also know, and as I said, we have two very senior police officers with us, and they'll bear me out on this, that while registration of an offence or the use of a particular section of law or the process under the CRPC that is being followed by the police is something that is cast in stone because it's stated as per law, what happens post that is discretionary. I can call somebody for questioning in my police station. That is as per process of law. But what I ask him is my discretion. I can simply sit with him for 3 hours and ask him all kinds of irrelevant questions, or I can ask him very relevant questions. Mr. Jain was also right in saying that we don't know what really happened, but I only wanted to add that as part of our profession, which is the news, there hasn't been a single day in the last 44 days when reporters haven't stood outside the office where the questionings have happened. So while we don't know what was asked, we certainly know who was called. And in that list, there are certain obvious omissions that possibly should have been called by now, irrespective of what the outcome of that may have been. Even if the outcome was that they have found nothing, perfectly fine. My only argument is, it is precisely this kind of a slight oddity that has led to the grist bill going over time. If you remember, Tanvi, the debate and the vociferous appeals for a CBI probe began before the Bihar FIR happened. Almost 10 days before the Bihar FIR happened, leaders of all political parties had started making the demand. And there is one very, very curious demand that came from the son of the sitting Chief Minister of the state, who said that there should be a CBI inquiry. And ironically, the Maharashtra's Home Minister is an NCP leader. Now, that is something that doesn't add up for me. I don't understand why many political parties, I can understand the RJD asking for it because they have a vested interest, because they are in the opposition, they would want to use these issues. I can also understand the BJP asking for it because they are also in the opposition in Maharashtra. But why has somebody like a Parth Pawar asked for it? That's where you begin to add 2 and 2. And that's where I say that however jurisdictionally or legally suspicious the Bihar police's action may have been, some of the things that the Mumbai police has chosen to do or not do has just added to the murmurs, which is not really required. Mumbai police has a great reputation, it's a great police force. And I must also add one more thing, Tanvi. In this era, like it or not, perception plays a huge part, in fact, as much of a part as process in law. Yes, he's absolutely right. Both the officers are right that the matter is now sub judice. But please tell me, I will give you 25 examples where police forces, despite matters being sub judice, including the Maharashtra police, have made comments and talked about it. That hasn't prevented them. In the Vikas Dubey case, the UP police was severely embarrassed, and in the middle of a sub judice matter, they went on explaining what happened because they were on the back foot. In this case, the Mumbai police came on the back foot 10 days before the FIR happened, and the matter was not sub judice. They should have clarified this. They should have at least explained and let people not speculate widely, which is currently happening, Tanvi.
Let me actually pick up on the point you made about political parties, Vinay. Some of it perhaps does make a little sense, but some of it is very, very intriguing, like you said. But I want to ask Tuhin Sinha this. Tuhin, is the BJP simply interested in targeting the government over it? Because some of your leaders have made very, very straightforward, sharp observations about the theories that are doing around now. They may hide behind the social media chatter as a way of addressing it, but is there something that the BJP knows and keeps insinuating at, and which is why you are raising this case right now? It's more about politics for you.
Tanvi, if you look at it in the last 45 or 47 days, we have been rather restrained. We have been rather responsible. But you know, if you look at the fiasco which is happening right now, where Patna police seems to be doing all the investigation, much of the investigation which Mumbai police should have done by now, I think it's time for us to step in. And of the chatter that you're talking about, that chatter, you know, emanates out of a reason. Do we need to really specify which Yuva leader has this habit of hobnobbing with the upcoming starlets? We don't need to specify it. If due investigation is carried out, a lot of things will come out. So I think we've been rather restrained, but given the murky nature.
But what does hobnobbing of a Yuva leader have to do with somebody's alleged suicide? So many politicians hang out with celebrities from Bollywood all the time. You're all at the same parties, same events, same functions, same stages.
On your sister channel itself, on Times Now yesterday, there was constantly this talk of this, party which probably has a link to the entire incident. So I don't want to get into all of these, but that is precisely what needs to be investigated, which is this party which they are linking certain incidents to. And it was playing out on Times Now throughout last evening. I want to know more about this party where people from Bollywood and one Yuva Neta were present. In fact, I want to find out more about it, and that is precisely why I feel proper investigation should happen. And Mumbai, it's at this point of time, the way things stand, a central agency needs to be involved.
Okay, let me go back to our two police experts. Mr. Jain, as things stand legally, what standing does the Bihar police have to carry out and lead this investigation? Essentially, should it be the Mumbai police or the Bihar police? Of course, the matter has now gone to the court, or should the ideal solution just be to hand it over to the CBI now?
See, Bihar police has registered an FIR. The FIR can only be neutralized or cancelled by the High Court of that particular state. Now, in this case, there are only 2-3 scenarios that can happen. One is that Bihar government requests for a CBI probe in the offence which is registered in their state. Second, the Maharashtra government requests for a CBI probe in the ADR that is registered here. And the third one is that any of the parties can go to the Honorable High Court or the Supreme Court and then make a request for transfer of this case to CBI. These are the only 4 scenarios in which a case can go to CBI. Now, if Bihar government is so keen about it, they have hired a very reputed advocate in the Supreme Court to defend their own investigation. Let them request the government of India to transfer this case to CBI, in which case the CBI will have to necessarily take over the case of the ADR also, because once that case is transferred, it becomes fait accompli. So a legal position is very clear that it is either the state government has to make a request or the order has to come from the Honorable High Court or the Supreme Court. Otherwise, the CBI cannot take over an investigation.
I just want to also highlight
one
one
more
part,
peculiarity,
and
Tanvi.
that is this the new name. Like I said at the beginning of the state, yes, I'll just come to you. The new name that has emerged in this case is that of Siddharth Pitani, who's a creative manager and also a friend of Sushant Singh, who has actually now said that he was getting calls from Bihar police and Sushant's family, and they kept asking him about Riya Chakrabarti, and they kept asking him about the last few days, and if he knew about money, and then he's written to the Mumbai police. There's a letter, an email allegedly that has now emerged, where he allegedly has said that I was being pressurized by them in those multiple calls to take Riya Chakrabarti's name. Everything which is happening in this case seems to have a hidden agenda which needs to come out in the clear. And until we know that, my only urge to everybody would be to not jump to conclusions, to let a fair investigation happen without making their own opinions and without making any decisions about who's right and who's wrong and who's guilty. That being said, Mr. Khan, you wanted to make a point?
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm really not interested which politician said what. I was interviewed about 10 days back where I mentioned that politicians have a habit of speaking through their hat. If one politician says it should go to CBI, that cannot be the view of the government. The view of the government is what the government is presenting in the court. And the matter will be decided in the court. You and I are not competent to decide whether it should go to CBI or not. The point was presented. The Supreme Court decided that Mumbai police will continue with this inquiry. In spite of that, we're going around lambasting the Mumbai police. Let the court decide. As far as the Mumbai police is concerned, they have done their job. They were initially told that he was driven to committing suicide by being denied various roles and all that. I don't know what all it was. They questioned the persons who were responsible. They even went around examining the physical evidence to find out whether it was a case of suicide or whether it was murder. Obviously, there was no case of murder because the very eminent doctors also examined the scene. And there is a deputy commissioner of police, a very bright young man, who's supervising the ADR personally, assisted by a very senior assistant commissioner. So the matter has been decided at a very high level. It's not that it's just left to someone to decide what is to be done. The matter is being investigated, is being inquired thoroughly. And I would think that instead of jumping to conclusion and all this conjecture and defaming the Mumbai police, we should rather wait. As far as Bihar is concerned and the actor's family is concerned, I have nothing to say because there's a lot of money angle which is now coming out. So whether it's political or financial, what is the reason for the filing an FIR, that I would not be able to comment. But obviously it has to do something with the financial aspect of it. That is why they have filed an FIR. I don't want to comment on anything. Let the court decide on that.
Yeah. Yes, there is definitely a financial angle, Vinay, because that is where we are also now seeing the enforcement directorate really jump in. Yesterday we got the news, which is the second day after the FIR was filed. The ED has taken notice of this news and has sought details from Bihar police about the FIR and the complaint. And today they have even filed their own PMLA case to investigate these financial dealings. I mean, if only all our agencies showed such alacrity for all suspected crimes, Vinay.
Well, if we were to write an anthology of curious coincidences in this case, you would fill a book with this case, and I'll tell you why I say so. Look, please understand the legal ground that the Bihar government or the councils for Bihar government have taken to justify their registration of an FIR and not a zero FIR. They have justified the registration of FIR by using a clause in law which is called cause of action. Now in this case, the only probable cause of action was that particular financial dealing or embezzlement which led to some transactions or the lack of them in the state of Bihar. Now which is why this particular aspect of legal financial irregularities is being pushed. The curiosity that I'm talking about and the anthology of curiosities that I'm talking about in this case is this, that today the Chartered Accountant of Sushant Singh Rajput says there is absolutely no evidence of any illegal transaction or a large-scale transaction. Now, one of the two has to be right. We don't know who is right. I mean, of course, the Bihar police may have prima facie evidence because the family has made a complaint. But then you also have a chartered accountant who deals with his finances who says that no transaction, according to his records, suggests anything unusual or extraordinary which should lead to suspicion. Now, as Mr. Jain has been rightly saying, Mr. Ahmed has been rightly saying, it requires investigation. The question now is, and that is where the whole controversy is, who's the right team to investigate? Obviously now the Supreme Court is going to adjudicate on it because this is a very curious situation. And remember, both the police officers said rightly that the Bihar police shouldn't really have registered a full FIR, it should have been a zero FIR. But the justification for that full FIR is a cause of action clause. And cause of action clause are contentious. They're not always used successfully in India. But in this case, it seems to be the ground that they've taken. And I have a feeling this is the argument that they will further in the Supreme Court. Thank you.
Well, on that note, I think we will have to wait and watch what happens in the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, of course, we will keep seeing more and more people who are linked to this case or who knew Sushant come out and speak and share what they had to about this. But all of that, viewers, is perhaps not going to help the investigators crack the case and find out if indeed there was any foul play. For that, they will have to look at the money trail. For that, they will have to go through CCTV footages. For that, they will have to look at his phone records, his laptop, go through his devices, see who he's been speaking to. All of that investigation will have to be done. Now, in 40 days, one would have assumed that the Mumbai police did do that. And if that was the case, we were told they didn't find anything until this complaint was filed. This case is turned. We wait for more facts to emerge. A big thank you to all of our panelists for joining us on this conversation.